9 quarts of blueberry juice. Who wants to learn how to make blueberry juice? Stay tuned and I'll show you how. Welcome back to the Cozy Cottage Homestead. Today we're going to be making some blueberry juice. I'm going to be showing you how to make 2 different methods. One juice without the pulp and one juice with the pulp. So we will be canning it today and making blueberry juice. So the first one I'm going to make is with the pulp in it. I'm going to put it in the mixer and the blender and measure it out and try to get it as close as I can to the 9 cups. And then we're going to do the next step. So this might get a little noisy. And you just want to add a little bit of water to get it to blend up so that it's not watered down, because this is a concentrated blueberry juice. I'm going to fill it about half full. Add about 1/8 of a cup of water just to get it started. And see how that does. Okay. I add some more blueberries and a little bit more water. I had these sitting out so they would kind of defrost just a little bit. I've had them in my freezer. I add just a little bit more water. The total of the water is 1/4 of a cup. I may need a little more. It's not rocket science. Just do whatever you have to do so your blender will work to blend it all up. I'm going to need a little more water. They are frozen. If your berries weren't frozen, they probably would work a little better. So we'll try this and see if it works. Okay, we're going to smush them down a little bit. Give them a look. Add a few more berries and probably just a little bit more water. That was another 1/2 cup of water because they are frozen. Okay, I'm going to turn that back on and let it run for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to show you how to start the blueberries without the pulp. Okay, so we have our blueberries with the pulp already blended up. All we're going to do is put it in the pot and let it simmer. Bring it to a boil first and then let it simmer for about 10 minutes. Alright. Go ahead and turn this on low. I already have some jars in the oven heating up to make sure they're good and sterile. I'm going to turn this up a little bit past medium just to bring it to a boil. And the purpose of adding the water slowly when it's in the blender is you want to add just enough water to get it to boil. I'm not boil, listen to me. To get it to blend so that you don't water it down. Because once you get it in the pot, it's going to be really, really thick. And we're going to add a little more water to it just so that we can get it to come to a boil and simmer. So I'm going to go ahead and add 1 cup of water to that. And it's going to cook down a little bit. But that's good. You want to make it to where it's going to boil. Same thing within the blender. That way your blender's working correctly. You just don't want to overdo it. Then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And this is going to be sugar-free, all natural. You could add sugar. My theory on that is that I can add sugar later. So I won't add it right now. Because the more natural it is, the better it's going to be for you. So that's good now. That'll be our first batch of juice. Our first batch of very many, because I got some more blueberries to do after this video. And this is going to be the method without the pulp. So I have a strainer. Some still may get through. You'll still have to run it through a cheesecloth at the end. So I'm going to do about 8 cups of blueberries. Go ahead and get them started. And on these, you just want to have enough water to top them off, just barely covering them. So I never know how much, just depends on your measurements. So I didn't really have water ready for that part. Let me get that a look and see. We're going to need a little bit more. This is one of those recipes that's kind of hard to know how many jars you need and how much water you need. But it's well worth it. You just got to kind of play around with it and see. And with using the strainer, I see it's going to make the strainers off the bottom just a little bit. So it's making me have to use just a little bit more water. But I figured for me that would be easier to pick up the bulk of the pulp. And then strain it. And then strain the juice would maybe be easier, a little less weight. So that's why I'm doing it this way. So it does seem like a step that you could probably skip. Just put them in there by themselves. But for me, my arms give me problems. So I try to make it as light and easy as possible, but yet still able to get some canning done. Alright, that is just barely over the top of the berries. Go ahead and turn this one on medium. Maybe a little bit towards high just to get it to come to that first boil. And then after it does that, I will turn it down and let it simmer for 10 minutes. And it's really just that easy, y'all. It's a process. It takes a little time. Generally, I would just be doing the juice with the pulp in both pots. So I skipped the straining part and draining part. But I thought I might want to gift some of the juice without the pulp. Some people don't like the pulp. So that's what I decided to do today. So all I'm going to do is bring both of these pots to a boil and let them simmer for 10 minutes. And I'll bring y'all right back. Okay, and I did forget to mention that I did put the lemon juice in the pot with the berries that were whole. And once the berries get a little softer, you do want to use a potato masher and just mash them up a little bit. So I'm just waiting on it to come to that first boil and let it simmer for 10 minutes. Alright, I'll bring y'all right back in just 1 second. Alright, so we are ready to get the juice put in the jars and can it. It's very simple. Just fill up the jars. You don't have to add anything else to it. This is going to be 100% blueberry juice. And all you do is fill up the jars, wipe the rims, put the lids on it, and seal it. And then you're going to water bath it for 15 minutes. And unbelievably, whenever you can juice, it doesn't matter what size jar you're water bathing, they all require 15 minutes. So if you use a jelly jar up to a quart, it doesn't matter. 15 minutes, a slow boil, and you have canned blueberry juice. So now we're just going to get on with the canning the juice, and I'm going to step in and start helping. So probably won't be talking a whole lot during this part. And you're going to want to leave about 1 inch headspace. I have some white vinegar in my little jar here, a clean paper towel. Finger tight. That light makes my face look a little funny, but maybe it'll be easier for y'all to see. It is already getting dark outside. Juice is still hot. Going into hot jars. And then we will put it in the canner hot as well. Right, so that is 3 jars of the juice without the pulp. There is a little bit left, but I want to use the other 3 jars for the juice with the pulp so y'all can see the difference. Alright, so we switched out the pots. Now we have the juice with the pulp. I'll try to show y'all the difference in the texture. See if I can do this. They're hot. Probably not going to be able to tell much difference. This one is the juice without the pulp, and this one's a little bit of a darker color, a little bit thicker. Alright, so that was 3 quarts of the juice with the pulp. And that's another good reason to save some of the leftover juice from the first one. I'm just going to add a little bit of the juice to it to make it a full quart. Alright, so the juice is finished. This is the last batch. Gonna get it out the canner. Good job. Always open that lid away from your face. Alright, that's the last 3 jars with the pulp. Alright, so we have 9 quarts of blueberry juice, 3 without the pulp, 6 with the pulp. Now this is super concentrated blueberry juice. So in order to make it, you need 1 quart of the juice to 1 quart of water. And if that's too strong for you, then you could add more water, or you can just drink it straight concentrated. You'll have to adjust the water levels on that, and if you want sweetener put in it or not. But we're going to be drinking ours 100% juice with no sweeteners added to it. Alright, so I want to give a shout out to my friend Melinda. She does not have a YouTube channel, but if you leave me a message or email me, I can tell you how to contact her. She makes a lot of beautiful crocheted hair pieces, shawls, all kind of crafts, just beautiful, beautiful work. I'm going to move closer so y'all can see what the bun cover looks like. Very beautiful, very elegant looking. So if you'd like to get in touch with her, just send me an email and I'll show you how to find her on her Facebook page so you can message her and find out what other kind of beautiful crocheted and knitted stuff that she has for sale. So I'm going to walk closer so y'all can see what the bun cover looks like. Alright, thanks for joining me today. If y'all have any more questions about making blueberry juice, just let me know in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So farewell, Homestead family, friends, and neighbors from the Cozy Cottage Homestead.